Hi, my name is JD Cox and I am an Indirect Account Manager here in the Florida region. Today I'd like to share with you what goes on in the indirect channel, what an Indirect Account Manager does, and how it fits into the big picture of Verizon Wireless success. Our goal of this exercise is to help educate you on the dynamics of the indirect channel and how a great partnership between both channels can take the customer experience to all new levels. First, let's talk about the different types of distribution within the indirect channel. Local agents and national retailers. Local agents, which have approximately 245 doors in Florida, are privately owned companies or franchises that sell Verizon products and services. There are two different types of local agents, Big Six and non-Big Six. Big Six refers to our biggest 6 agents nationwide, a few of which are cellular sales, wireless zone, or the cellular connection. These companies get support at an HQ level, but we own the local relationships here in Florida.
For example, cellular sales, which is one of the largest of the Big Six, has over 500 locations nationwide. Those decisions are typically made on a national headquarters level, and the local account manager will have to work with their national headquarters in order to make sure that those changes are put into place. The difference comes in when we look at our local agents, the premium retailer.
Non-Big Six are smaller agents such as Wireless Advantage or Wireless Sales. We own the entire relationship with non-Big Six agents and handle all of their communications, training, merchandising, and sales. National retail locations, which make up 843 doors, are national big box retailers such as Walmart, Best Buy, Costco, or Sam's, along with many others. Together, both channels almost make up 1,100 doors in the Florida region. Indirect distribution is about being everywhere our customers want to shop so that we continue to increase market share.
Here in Indirect, we look at each individual location as a point of distribution. We want to make sure that our customers can find us no matter where they go. So when we look at that, if you go down the street and you see competitor, competitor, competitor ongoing, and you don't see Verizon or you see Verizon occasionally, we're probably not winning in that marketplace. So we're looking to really distribute our product and services where the customers are.
Navigate to the nearest Verizon wireless store. It says here that the nearest store is 4.7 miles away in Plantation, Florida. So in this area here, you got all the competition. You got AT&T, you got Metro, you got Sprint, and you got T-Mobile. There's no Verizon store around here. Sorry, I can't help you.
Unfortunately, it's too costly for Verizon to have only corporate retail locations. So we create these relationships with all of these amazing companies and agents to help fill in the distribution gaps so that when we win as a company and as a team.
It's really up to us to create that relationship and make that agent successful. We have the opportunity to create business partners that go into a particular location, area of distribution, and put a store where it may be too expensive for a retail store to go.
Now that you see why indirect distribution is so important, let's talk about what an account manager does to drive sales and customer experience. To help manage over 1,000 locations, we have a team of 37 account managers across the state that are responsible for many different areas of the business, including sales, customer experience, merchandising, operations, and training, to name a few. We currently have 32 different agent relationships to maintain, all with different company procedures, policies, and specific needs. And it's our job to make sure they have all of the available tools in Verizon's arsenal to be successful.
Our role as indirect account managers, we wear a number of different hats. Ultimately, our job is to manage the relationship between Verizon and our indirect agents. On the retail side, you have district manager, you have floating manager, you have trainers, you have operations consultants. On the indirect side, you have account managers who essentially do all those jobs for more locations.
Now let's talk about how this plays into our goal of providing an excellent customer experience. Our indirect agents do have many limitations and key differences when compared to our retail channel.
Also, the limitations as our agents, we use a system called EROS. They cannot see remarks, they cannot put remarks onto the accounts, they can't see billing. So our hands are a little bit tied when it comes to actually giving customer experience at our stores.
Without being able to see the history of what's already happened or the customer's bill, agents will need to rely on the other channels to help resolve some of these issues. Another key difference is merchandising and store appearance. We give our agents some branding standards to use as a guideline. However, these are individual companies and are able to merchandise how they see fit. This is why you may notice some differences between different agent locations. The same goes for inventory and device selection. Our agents have to purchase their own devices, which, by the way, have tripled in cost in less than 3 years. Inventory cost is their #1 expense, and these days we are asking them to sell a variety of different products such as smartphones, tablets, and other home services. Again, indirect agents are individual companies, so they can buy devices and accessories from multiple sources and carry the ones that they want to sell. We cannot dictate what they offer in terms of device selection. Also, each company sets their own equipment pricing and return policy, and it is illegal for Verizon to discuss or influence equipment pricing. Agents also have the ability to sell used devices as long as it's been disclosed to the customer. Most of the times, it's devices that have been returned within the worry-free guarantee. Since they buy their devices at full cost, this is one way to recoup the cost instead of losing it. Those are just a few of the differences, but together they cause the majority of customer escalations or issues. Verizon uses real money to help build and open these locations. A real Verizon employee is responsible for the performance of this location. The customers are leaving with a real Verizon phone and are signing a real Verizon agreement and will be paying a real Verizon bill for years to come. And when we set doubt in these customers' mind about their buying experience, we create a real escalation for everybody involved. We ask that in these situations, please reach out to your local account manager and work together towards providing the absolute best in customer experience. We are Indirect and we are Verizon. Let's work together to make every customer interaction the same, no matter where they buy. Lastly, I want to leave you with an interesting statistic. Did you know that more than 50% of all new customers are activated through the Indirect channel here in Florida? Please, if you haven't done so already, reach out and introduce yourself to your local or national Indirect account manager in your area. If you have done so, thank you and continue the collaboration.